Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. This is the part of the section of Thursday, every Thursday, where I go live and answer questions related to Social Security disability benefits for SSDI and SSI. Social Security disability insurance is the Title II program, where basically we, have our standard disability Title II program, and then SSI is supplemental security income. It's like the poverty disability program. We're going to be answering questions on this phone today, where people get to call in, and I get to go ahead and walk them through it. But remember, always start with your legal question, use a fake name, and let me know right up front whether or not you want me to answer a question or run hearing questions with you. Now, we already have the first person for this show on the phone. Let's go ahead and begin. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
I would like for you to answer a question for me.
Perfect.
My name is Brenda, and I've already applied for disability, Social Security disability, but I was turned down. I had gotten a lawyer, and it's going through the process now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I applied for Medicaid disability, and now they just got in touch with me and asking me if asked me a few questions. I don't know if I really answered correctly, but I've already been, I already had 2 knee replacements. My last replacement was January the 18th. I just went to the doctor, and I was diagnosed with arthritis in both my shoulders, chronic back pain, and along with my knee, I have arthritis in my right hip. I need surgery on just about everything I just named except my back. So what I'm asking is, what do you think my chances are of getting disability?
Oh, so a lot of people always call me and ask me that, but without seeing your medical documentation, I don't know how severe each one of those impairments are. But let me ask a couple basic questions to kind of gauge it real quick. What is the type of pain medication that you're currently on?
Oxycodone.
Okay, so oxycodone.
Oxycodone. Meloxicam, and meloxicam, and 500 milligram of aspirin.
Okay, and can you walk me through this? Are any ambulatory devices prescribed to you?
Yes.
Which ones?
A walker, a rollator, and a roller aid. I'm sorry, and a 4-prong cane.
When was the last time that you had surgery on your knees, back, neck, or any other musculoskeletal area of your body?
The last time I had surgery?
Mm-hmm.
January the 18th of January of this year.
Excellent. Can you tell me, was that successful? And you said you had 2, but was that one successful in that particular body part, or were these 2 surgeries in different areas?
They were. My knee was done back in June 2020. 22. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still going to physical therapy now for my left knee because my hip is so bad. I'm waiting on pain management. I've already had an injection in my right hip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for another injection. I'm waiting on 2 injections for both my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get that next week on the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. Does your record notate that you're a fall risk?
Did I what?
Does your record notate that you are a fall risk?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, with Medicaid disability, I'm reporting now because before I sent into them the doctors that I had and what they've done to me, what medication and everything I've been taking, and now I'm like in the process, like moving along with telling them about the doctors I've gotten, the orthopedic doctor for my shoulders and for my back, and anesthesiologist. So that's why I stand up with them. And they said they'll call me and let me know, what that'll be like. But I'm still waiting on Social Security.
Any hardware in your body that was installed as a result of surgery?
as far as the knee, I had a total knee replacement in both my knees.
Okay. Walk me through this. When it comes to ability to walk, how far can you walk before you have to stop and rest without the ambulatory device?
I can walk about 6 or 7 yards before I actually start feeling pain, either in my back, on my leg, and my thighs, my right side, my whole right side, my whole right side of my body. It hurts. It's very, very painful.
So let's do this. How? Give me in feet how far you could walk with the ambulatory device.
Along with my using my walker.
Yeah.
Okay, using my walker. About 3 car lengths before I start feeling pain. I'm tired by the time I get to the car. I have to lean against the car just to rest my back. Actually,
when was the last time that you worked over the table, tax paying?
The last time I worked was in 2014, actually.
And who's been supporting you since then?
Well, my husband.
And what functions do you do around the house to assist your husband with the upkeep of the house?
Well, at this time now, I'm not with my husband. I'm renting a room, and the people there who I rent from, they help me a great deal, with a lot of things, bathing, cooking, preparing my food, or leaving me lunch or, a breakfast for in the morning before they go to work. So they help me out a lot. They do a lot of things for me. They help. Matter of fact, I can't actually get up out of a chair without assistance if the chair isn't high enough.
Okay. Are you able to type on a keyboard?
Am I what?
Able to type on a keyboard?
No.
Okay.
No. And that's another thing. Sometimes I barely can even pick up silverware, like a fork, a knife. I have to use like plastic forks and spoons, utensils.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And my fingers, it like gets real stiff, and it hurts. It really just like start contracting or whatever. So
this is a good claim. So, and I understand you already got your SSDI denial, and then you applied for SSI. You should have concurrently filed for both right up front to begin with. I don't know why you weren't, but bottom line is this is a good claim. What's your current age?
64.
Are you currently getting retirement benefits?
Yeah, I mean, I've got my retirement benefit already.
Okay.
And what happened was,
so here's the kicker. Did your attorney file you, or did you file for disability benefits?
At first, I did back in 2019.
All right, let me walk you through why this is happening. When you're on retirement benefits, the bottom line is that that's like your SSDI benefits, and so the bottom line is when you reach 62 or older, you essentially, you can't go on SSI if you have retirement as an option. Like, it's automatic. So when you hit 62 and you're on SSI, you auto convert to retirement. So the bottom line is your SSI claim is not going to be successful. It's just not, because you're too old. You're 2 years too old. Your SSDI claim is not likely to be successful because you stopped working in 2014, which is like 8 or 9 years ago, which means your date last insured is essentially too far back in time. So if you call the SSA and ask them, what is my DLI or what is my date last insured? The problem is your date last insured is too far back in time. So your regular disability claim, you're not going to be able to go far enough back in time to prove that you were severely impaired unless you have the evidence for that. And even then, the judges are only supposed to go back 17 months for retroactive review, plus maybe a few more with non-mechanical application rule. So the bottom line is you can try to attach to your deal. Do you know what your date last insured is?
September 2019.
When did you file?
December 2019.
You filed for disability benefits in December 2019, and you just had your first denial for SSDI?
Okay.
Damn, that's a long time. All right, so bottom line is then you have an established AOD, or you have an established PFD, protective filing date, which you can move your AOD before. The only claim that you have a success option of potentially getting through is your SSDI claim, your regular disability claim. But that attorney you have isn't going to be doing a whole lot of work on your claim, because every month that you get retirement, that attorney can't collect their back pay. So I don't know why this attorney went and signed you up, because they can't get paid on this claim.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, this is my first time going through this, so or knowing how to do this. I'm listening to other people, but I probably should have gotten an attorney for earlier on.
So basically, the only way the attorney can get any money off of this thing is claiming an alleged onset date farther back in time. And I don't know. So we take 2 years. We're in middle of 2023. So in 2022 middle, 2021 middle, there's some back pay / retroactive benefit potential there where they could get paid. But he's cut off from future stuff. You're getting your retirement check. So, and remember, you're SSDI, which means the first 5 months and the month you're found disabled don't count. So he's got to kill off 5 months. This is just not a big money claim, because he's only limited to back in time to right around when you filed, and maybe a little bit before that with retroactive benefits, to collect that retro / back pay. So, the attorney can make a little bit of money, but the attorney's not going to be able to make the full amount. Is your attorney aware of that? Because most attorneys wouldn't take this claim.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just an attorney I was recommended by.
Is this like a big, like ginormous big box firm, or is this like a local attorney?
This is a local attorney.
It's just odd that they would take this claim, because the amount of back pay available. Are they not doing much? Because if they're not doing much and they're just going to take this thing to a hearing and then do the hearing, and if they win, they get a little bit of back pay. Like, I get it. They could just go that route. But I don't know. I don't know. Whoa. Somebody just donated. Whoa. Wow. So it's that time. Thank you for the $2 donation. That's amazing. Can SS investigator access emails and CC statements? Yes, they can. They need a warrant though. But you already sign off the access to your financial accounts when you do the form, when you do the initial for these programs. A likeness, holy cannoli. That cannoli has a lot of cream cheese in it. Wow. Donated $50, which is absolutely incredible. He said, "You really helped me out with all the videos and these live sessions. Thanks, Brother Hnot." Thank you as well, good sir. Usually when people say Brother Hnot, that means they're Mason, which is super cool. I'm also the shittiest Mason ever that never goes to lodge. I haven't been to lodge in forever. I have to go to lodge because they probably think I died. Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't. Oh, they don't. Side story. The potentate of the Bahia Shrine reached out to me on LinkedIn. I don't use LinkedIn. I literally logged in the other day because I was like, I forgot what this program was. And he sent me a message that somebody knew me because they thought like I was a celebrity because of the whole YouTube thing. And he's like, "Hey, I'm just checking in. Can I have her call you? Yada, yada." I was like, well, anybody can call me. Like, I sit there on the phones all day. But the point is, like, I was like, "Yeah, man, no worries, blah, 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 blah. Just give me a call, cha, cha, cha." So anyways, yeah, they know I'm alive, which is really cool. That was the potentate back. Well, I think he was the potentate before. But when I threw and did a gaming convention in 2015, like I threw an entire gaming convention in a Walmart sized building. I was a lot cooler back in the day. Like what I am now, not so cool. What I was then, amazing. But so yeah, the potentate's like the president of the shrine. And like there's all these Masonic groups, right? There's all these, like, there's the Shriners and the Blue Lodge, and you've got York Rite, and you've got Scottish Rite, and blah, 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 all these things. Anyway, so the Shriners is the fun club. And I'm not saying the alcoholic club. I didn't say that. I said the fun club. But anyways, yes, A likeness. I super appreciate that. That is amazing. That is super incredible. Thank you. And Chris Birch, thank you for the $5 donation. Very, very cool. I super dig it. Super dig it. If you guys see me like looking like this, it's because I don't have my glasses on and my eyes are so bad from reading so much all the time. But I really, really appreciate that. So Madame, with your claim situation, and then I got to pop off and go to the next caller. You've got to realize that this attorney signed you up is probably not going to do a whole lot until basically you get to the hearing level. Your SSI claim is dead on arrival. Your which is you're calling your Medicaid disability. Medicaid is your SSI Title 16 base claim. Your SSI, that claim's not going to be successful. Your only shot is and your only inspiration of that attorney is to come up with evidence in latter 2017 and 2018 that shows that you were severely impaired, and use that to try and amend your alleged onset date to get an approval for a vocational allowance or, whatever. Because remember, you're 64. So we go 4 years back. So 22, 21, 20, and then basically 19. So what you've got two options here. You can basically take your, protective filing date around there and just, basically say, we're looking for a grid out at age 60, which gives you a really, easy potential win option. Or you can take it back into the 55 to 60 category and try and get a vocational allowance / grid out there. But based on, okay, so when did you have your first surgery for your body?
June 2022. Yeah, just last year, June.
Okay, when did things get really severe for you?
When the pain came severe for me.
Yeah, because you're a hydro. You're a hydro, which means, we're talking, you have pain and they believe it,
Mm-hmm. I went to, as a matter of fact, after I stopped working, and my knees were bad then, and they were boom. I went to a chiropractor,
mm-hmm.
and he was working with me, but it didn't do any good, and that's when I started having injections. About a year before I had surgery,
mm-hmm.
but it wasn't doing any good. It just got worse. Everything got worse. Everything just got worse. My hip, and then all of a sudden, everything just started going downhill. My shoulders, my back. So, but all of this is documented. I mean, all of this. I mean, I know it's not back 5, 6, 7 years ago, but yeah.
All right. So here's the deal. You got to get this to 2019. Whatever evidence you can find, you got to get it to 2019 because that's your DLI. You don't get it to 2019, your SSDI, your regular disability claim is gonna fail. So, but anyway, let me get the next caller. I hate that I have bad news, but that's how that works. Like that's the problems you're gonna run into. And then you can go ahead and call your attorney and ask him, and then get him on the ball to get that evidence of 2018, 2019. Because without it, he's not going to be very hungry to win this claim. And he should at least know why he's hungry to win this claim,
Okay.
Yeah.
I had, in 2019 is when I was going to the chiropractor, and I had x-rays done. He was the one who told me I was bone on bone.
Yeah.
Then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's about it. After that, I just was like just making it through.
That's so cool.
But anyway, I thank you.
That's so cool that you've been working. I'm really glad you called in because this was a complex situation that somebody's going to learn something from. So that's really cool. But you have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. I'm going to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
Just a general question.
Sure, go for it.
I want to know, how do I get my mother's Social Security?
How do you get your mother's Social Security? Well, that's like give me a little background.
Okay, she died a year ago.
Okay.
In June.
Okay.
Okay, and I called Social Security, and they didn't know anything about it right then. But when I told them, they reached out to my aunt and uncle.
Sure.
Which my aunt and uncle reached out to me. And then when I called Social Security back, they said that I might be entitled since I'm on SSI, and I'm disabled also. I'm her only child, and she wasn't married. And
So,
they said I might be able to qualify.
are you trying to get, what are you trying to get? Like disabled little child benefits?
Whatever they said, since I'm like 46.
Because you're not a widower of her and you're not a young child.
Right.
So, I mean, like, the only thing left is DAC.
Yeah, and I'm involved with a partner of mine, and we've been together since 2000, but yet they still say since it's like a couple, like, I say male and male like that, then they say, yes, you still qualify for her Social Security.
You don't get to take her Social Security. You know that, right, though, right? You know, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, so, okay, bottom line is your only option in that case would be DAC benefits, which are disabled adult child benefits of you proving that between 18 and 22 that you were disabled. Yes. And if you can do that, then you can tap into her Title II benefits. It's not stackable. You don't get to get her check and then add it to yours. It boosts your benefits.
Yes. They said that I was qualified since I was born. And they went back so many years, like 2015 or something like that. I qualified. No, it was probably about 2012 or 13. I qualified for Social Security. They went ahead and gave me Social Security.
So, okay, and hold on, let me get this. So, just real quick, are you currently on SSI, SSDI, and what age did you go on to them?
They got me listed as SSI, but it's SSI plus D.
Okay, so you worked a little bit. You got part SSI, part SSDI because your SSDI was too low of an amount, so they boosted it with SSI to get it around $900 to $1,000.
Yes, and I'm making about, I would say, around 914 or something like that.
Okay, so that would normally be SSI only, but it could be some math in there for the both. But all right, either way, so what you're asking me is how do you get the benefits? So you need, hold on, let me look up the form because I'm tired.
Because I had like almost 20 different reps tell me that I qualify for hers, even though I'm in a same, I would say, same-sex relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, so you're saying for like spousal benefits with the person? Well, that's a different question. But for this question,
the thing is I'm trying to. Even some of my neighbors even told me that I qualify for part of my mother's benefits since I'm the only child and on SSI.
Well, the only child isn't relevant, but here's what you need to do. You need to go fill out the following form. It's called SSA-4-BK. Again, SSA-4-BK, and type in PDF.
Okay.
Type that into Google. The PDF will pop up. Print it out. Send it into the local SSAFO. Make sure you put your mom's information there, and then you should, if you can prove, 18 to 22, be able to attach to DAC benefits through your mom's Title II or your dad's, whoever made more. Like, did your mom make more, or did your dad make more?
Because my mother had part of my dad's benefits.
Yeah, but remember, they're married. So for the mom question, you're gonna so go do that, and then next week call me about your spouse, and I can walk you through what benefits are available through your spouse.
Okay, SSA. What was it?
It's SSA-4-BK PDF.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay.
Awesome. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So I saw in the comments here, which actually really caught my eye, and I could barely read it because my eyesight is total crap at this point. But I'm told once I die or, just, stop working, it'll get better. But it's probably not incorrect. It probably is correct. Well, we'll find out. All right. So Deja Draper, the Shriners Club in Tampa, she waitressed in Tampa. I waitressed conventions. Love the Shriners. So yeah, here's the gig. I used to go to those like events. Like they weren't all black ties. Some were like black ties. Some were like just wear a suit. Some were like, just have fun, whatever. And they'd always have these super beautiful women working like the bars and stuff. And whatchamacallit. So when I was going to those events, they were very, very cool. Yeah, basically I never went to the Tampa events. I have been to the Shrine in Tampa. I have been to the Shriners Hospital in Tampa, because when you join the Shrine, they like drive you to it. They put you on a van and drive you to it. I'm actually in the book at the Tampa Shriners Hospital as one of like the gold. They actually engraved Disability Resolution PA into their donations book, because we made a pretty decent donation to that hospital. Here we go, guys, real quick. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? And remember to use a fake name. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm Charles, and I'm definitely not feeling in charge here. I have a question.
Sure, go for it.
I was told I had less than 20 days notice to appear by video at the office, and I requested an extension and to have it in person, because this judge in particular asked me to do that. And when I showed up, because I never got an answer from that, so I showed up and nobody let me in. And I finally got a hold of the security guard. I videotaped our conversation. There was nobody there. So I don't know what happens from there.
So here's the weird thing. A lot of the OHO hearing offices, from what I'm hearing, are like empty. There's just people not there. So like they'll have very, very, very extremely limited skeleton crew of like, judge and clerk there to have in-person hearings. But from what I'm hearing, they are like skeleton buildings at this point, or at least the offices that the SSA rents are skeleton crew. Like, there's a security guard, maybe one or two ALJs, a couple of staff members, and that's it for like a massive area. So the thing is, the wait time for in-person hearings is absolutely horrendous. The wait time for telephonic or video telephonic hearings, not so bad. So look, I'm of the belief, because I represent a lot of people without perfect memory, that having a telephonic hearing where they get to read lists or have things in front of them that they can reference like in real time, to me, nothing trumps that. Nothing beats that. Like, because think about it. So if you have to give testimony and you can't remember all your medicines, or you can't remember all your impairments, or you can't remember all your symptoms, or you can't remember all the little notes that you make, and you have to go in there, face that judge, and that judge, asks you question after question, and you've got to deliver great answers. Like, that's your spot. You've waited years to sit your butt in that seat. There's no, to me,
just me and that judge have had words, so
yeah,
it wasn't fun.
Yeah. So the point is,
I actually got the audio in 15 minutes are gone because we had an argument. But
so
she wasn't there. So did I miss my appointment, or
if she was?
So I was there and she was not.
You had a video telephonic hearing or an in-person hearing?
But it was both, actually.
Okay, so you went to
there were 2 rooms. She was in one and I was supposed to be in another.
Yeah.
And the security guard finally let me in, or didn't let me in. He told me there was nobody there. They went home for the day. But it was my hearing time. So did I miss it, or?
I mean, look, if you're absolutely certain you have the SSA notice that says you got to be here at this time, and they let you in, then what you can send to the judge is a 795 asking for the rescheduling of your hearing. Yeah, SSA 795. And if you want to be sassy, but I don't recommend it, but it sounds like you've already been sassy. So if you want to be sassy,
this judge had it in on me. She was nice and then she was mean before COVID and after COVID.
If you want to be sassy, you can put at the top of it. And I obviously don't do this, but if you wanted to be, but don't do this. I'm not advising you to do this. It would be a terrible idea to do this, but it would be so funny.
Right.
You can put at the top of it. What is it called? It's show cause notice. Our letter. No, what is it? Hold on. Let me look up the actual letter so I can tell you the actual, like, what's on the letter. Letter good cause. Notice SSA
795. That's for the request for a different type of hearing, correct?
No, that's just a statement of claimant.
Okay.
I wish I had it. I don't have it on this laptop, but you could
I would love to have something with slight sense of humor to make her laugh a little. Put it back on the friendly side, so that'd be funny.
No, this would not put her on the happy side. So when the claimant doesn't show up, they send out a notice to show good cause for not being present. So it's notice to show good cause for not being present. But if you sent that to her with that at the top, I guarantee you that's not going to help your claim, because, or maybe she'd think it would be funny. Maybe she'd think it is funny because, you, the claimant, are then sending to her notice to show good cause, which is,
Right.
but most judges have a little bit of an ego to them. And I would think if I were an administrative law judge, I would laugh for 2 minutes. I would giggle my little black, dress thingy, what they wear, like the little, I would giggle my buns off. I would think that was hilarious. Like if I missed a hearing and a claimant,
I think they could use a laugh. Yeah.
the claimant sent me a notice to show good cause. I would love that. To me, that would be hilarious. But I have a really deep, dark sense of humor because I've seen some shit. But this judge may not have that. So.
Yeah, she was very nice before COVID because I got shut down 15 minutes before my hearing. She said, make sure you get in person because mine's mental. So I put in person, never got a response, showed up. She wasn't there. And that was after we had the falling out of the first one because she's never sent out any 454s or anything for my CDR. So it hasn't been the best of times for the judge.
If I were you and you had all these problems with her and you feel like there's already a prejudice that exists, I would go ahead and submit a letter to the local.
Yes, I have that on record too. Yes.
Yeah, I'd submit. So what you do is you send a 795 to the chief OHO ALJ. You could do that office or the regional, requesting that a new judge be placed on your claim as a result of potential prejudice. And then basically they can always assign a new judge, but you're going to have to outline and explain why you think there might be prejudice. And, it's got to be realistic. Like she's a little, she's
prejudice in there.
If she's snappy to meet you or a little mean to you, that's just par for the course. That's what judges do.
Like, one example would be, I had alcohol in my system at a doctor's appointment and I had a stroke at a different one. She goes, that could be because of your drinking. That to me sounded prejudice. I felt belittled by that.
That's not prejudice, though. So, that's what she's asking, and she has to actually, go into that. She's actually required to go into that. Yeah, because there's this thing called the materiality clause, which, if your impairments are made more severe to the severity level of disability, if you take away alcohol and they're no longer at the level of severity, then you're not disabled. So, is your alcoholism severe to cause this potential severity? So, I
got the doctor's note explaining all that. None and. Yeah.
You don't sound like you're drinking Bud Light right now.
You had, by the way.
Yeah. No. So I gotta tell you. But remember,
they gave me a walker. So.
Yeah. Remember, these judges, they're gonna snap at you a little. They're gonna give you a little zip, little zings. I
fall into PTSD with them like every time. So I take off the mask, so to speak. That I keep on for the rest of the world. So they can see what goes on.
Just be careful with the next judge. If you get assigned another one, try to, try to be nice if you can, because remember, these judges, they got a lot of people that come in front of them and they got a lot of leeway on which ones they can approve and which ones they want to approve. So, a little bit of little bedside manner schmaltz goes a long way,
Okay.
And you're not represented, right?
Advisor.
You're not represented, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You're not represented.
No,
right?
No, I'm on CDR, so I can't afford a lawyer.
Right. So, the bottom line here is, man, you got to
learn the entire CFR and USC, basically.
Well, you don't have to learn. Just go learn the 8-step sequential process. That's what you need to know for that.
Right.
Yeah. So.
And I accidentally got a hold of the AALJS.org website when they were under maintenance. I didn't know it was a password thing, and I got the email, so I don't know if I'm supposed to use those.
No.
Because they're pretty incriminating.
You're not supposed to use those, but.
Yeah.
The point is,
so I didn't want to say any information about that.
Go learn the 8-step. That's what this whole claim is about.
The 8 steps, okay.
Yeah, the 8-step sequential process.
Yeah, because I've already been on it since 2013. So.
Yeah. And remember, they got to adjudicate you by the 2013 rules.
Yes.
So.
Okay, so we're okay.
Yeah, you're protected. When you're found disabled, back in the day, they have to use the back in the day rules and not the current rules. It's all part of the 8-step sequential process, but go check that out.
Definitely not pretty much to say that. Okay.
Yeah, all the new stuff that happened in 2017, all that, none of that applies to you. You're a 2013. You're a back in the dayer. Yeah.
So I'm an applied retroactive case. Okay.
I mean, you could call it retroactive, but the laws that apply
Well,
are from that era.
Remembering terms,
Yeah. So perfect. Let me take the next call, good sir. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful night.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm trying to do more calls because I know people get cranky pants when I got to do the face thing when I don't do a bunch of calls. I just do like one or two. So I'm trying to goose the calls here a little bit. Okay, let me do this one. Clickety click and boop and speaker. Here we go. Okay, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Possibly a specific question, if you don't mind.
Sure. Just go ahead and mute your computer on your side, and make sure you put the phone off speakerphone and to the ear, and we should be good to go. Go ahead.
Okay. I apologize. I was on YouTube. So, yes. I think I texted you earlier today and late last night, and I really appreciate you texting me back, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have an ALJ hearing coming up. My attorney is thinking around the end of August. Of course, it's a remote hearing due to COVID. Like you said, we're absolutely slammed for in-office hearings, so it's kind of the best way to go. I have a neuropsych test, which I unfortunately have to pay for since, our insurance is so great in the good old USA. But it's no problem. I had a TBI happen to me during a long hospitalization last June and July. Basically had a neuromuscular disease called rhabdomyolysis, and severe rhabdomyolysis to the point where I woke up, couldn't feel anything from the waist down on the bathroom floor. So needless to say, you'll freak out after that. I basically I know it's about a 6 to 8 hour test. And I know you said, you need to do a video on it. I was hoping maybe to shed a little light on it because my PCT, all of my care team, I have about 6 or 7 doctors and basically going to the doctor. And I just got released from the hospital not even a week ago after almost 2 weeks. So that's basically your full-time job. Being disabled is what it looks like.
So real quick, what's the legal question though?
6 to 8 hour test, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's a 6 to 8 hour test, and what does that entail, and what do you basically, you want them to find that you have a TBI, and I know that Social Security, takes into effect the neuropsych testing, much like a courtroom would, as they are judges. So if you don't mind, could you give us me and us a little insight on that, please, sir?
All right, so that was all over the place. One legal,
I know.
Yeah, give me one sentence. Help me, because remember, I started work today at like 7:30 a.m. I went to bed around 2:30 to 3 last night. So I'm operating for the past 3 days on 4 hours of sleep a night. So just one legal, go for it. Yeah.
I understand, and you have to apologize. I tend to overcompensate because of my disability.
Sure, yeah.
And people sometimes have a hard time understanding it. During this testing, I kind of know what they're going to do. You need to answer honestly, yes, but what, I have a PCP appointment tomorrow, so I can ask him as well, but what would you recommend doing during that test for anybody in this situation with a TBI?
Which was the test again?
Neuropsych test. And I know there's probably several, but I think this is the 6 to 8 hour, like the full Monty, man.
Okay, so are you asking me what questions to answer truthfully. What do you like?
No, not really. Like, sort of like the process and what disability is looking for the results of that test. I think that would be the better route and the better way to form the question. If that makes sense.
Okay. Neuropsych tests are like your general overall. So we're talking about like memory, interaction, functional capability, stuff like that. I guess the thing,
yes, sir.
Yeah, I guess the thing that I would say is the best way to know exactly what they're looking for from a neuro test is to look at specifically an RFC sheet. All right. So hold on. I'll give you the categories so that you know specifically what they're looking for that.
Great.
Great. Yeah. Let's see. See where, hold on, there we go. Okay, so what they're going to be looking for from that test. Okay, cool. Ability to remember locations, ability to remember work-like procedures, ability to understand short instructions, ability to understand detailed instructions, ability to understand oral instructions, ability to understand written instructions. Ability to complete simple instructions, ability to complete detailed instructions, ability to concentrate for extended periods, ability to perform within a schedule, ability to maintain regular attendance, ability to be punctual, ability to be tolerant, ability to maintain an ordinary routine, ability to coordinate with others, ability to be within proximity to others, ability to not be distracted by others, ability to make simple work decisions, ability to keep pace with others, ability to interact with the public appropriately. Remember, they look at bosses, coworkers, friends, family, general public. Ability to ask simple questions, ability to request assistance, ability to accept instructions from supervisors, ability to take criticism from supervisors, ability to get along with coworkers, get along with peers, ability to not exhibit behavioral extremes, ability to continuously retain cleanliness, ability to continuously retain neatness, ability to respond to work changes, ability to take precautions for hazards, ability to travel in unfamiliar places, ability to use public transportation, ability to set realistic goals, ability to make plans independent of others, ability to deal with environmental conditions that might restrict your impairments, such as like hot, cold, dust, loud sounds, vibrations, bright lights, blinking lights, or pulmonary irritants. Yeah.
But with chronic kidney failure, you're not going to want to go into a warehouse where you absolutely pour sweat like I've done many times in my career.
Yeah.
Before I actually got my doctorate, which is so sad because I actually had a teaching gig lined up right before I went into the hospital for all this. So it's just, man, it's sad altogether. What you do is such a great thing. I mean, there's no way we could thank you enough for this knowledge, because it's like I tell everybody, it is like climbing Mount Everest with a fork. If you're not fighting the SSA, if you're not fighting the doctors, you are absolutely going to fight the insurance.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Mr. Hnot, and continue to do your great thing. Love your political takes, by the way. Keep those up.
I try to stay away from politics, but the deeper I get, like the history is damning.
Great views.
Yeah. I mean, I try to stay away from it because, I try to stay away from See, the problem is this, like politically, the value of, all right. So if we were to break it down, and then I'll take the next phone call real quick, into the number one problem that disabled people face from a political spectrum is that the worth of the disabled to politicians is low. In fact, on the minds of most people who are in politics tends to flow to, what can we get them to do? How can we get them back to work? And, of course, the entire system is based off of, for disability benefits in the private sector, when it comes to civilians, getting benefits, not VA related, not veteran related, but just your civilians who are in the private sector. When it comes to those individuals, when they stop working, they stop paying in, they stop paying their taxes, their value goes way down. Whereas with the VA thing, even after they become disabled, other veterans are going to see that veteran and say, oh shit, if they're not taking care of him, they're not going to take care of me, and they're not going to sign up. They're not going to be a Marine marching into battle, shooting bullets at and taking bullets. So the point is, the value of the disabled is very low to those in Congress. And then on top of that, Congress is working. They're working people. Some of them are disabled. A lot of them are. A lot of them have bullet holes in them. A lot of them have, genetic defects. A lot of them have
not Feinstein at all, right? She's all the way there.
I'm not even getting into that one. Yeah, I'm not even touching that one.
Yeah.
But the point is, the thing is, these politicians want to get disabled people to work. The whole point is, the more they get the farm animals to work, the more money they get to borrow against the farm animals, and the more money they get to spend. And remember, we spend a lot of money, not because we don't make a lot of money. We make a lot of money. We spend a lot of money because we are the police of Earth. Like, if you're wondering, who's the sheriff of Earth? We are the sheriff of Earth. And now our sheriff.
Corporations, yes.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, but the bottom line is, we spend a lot of money. We put a lot of bases out there. We put a lot of ambassadors out there. We put, a lot of Americans are all over the place because we have agendas all over the place. So the problem is that they haven't figured out how to get the disabled that can work a little bit to work a little bit, other than like a ticket to work program or a 9-month trial work period or an extended eligibility period. So their focus, their main legislative thing is going to be all about future programs to get people back to work. I haven't seen them come out with it. I have a few ideas on it, but they just haven't been pushing it. I mean, frankly, look, my idea, which is probably the best idea that's come out for Social Security benefits over the past couple of years, is for SSI people, when they go ahead and get onto SSI, for the first 4 quarters of coverage, let them work, let them earn them, let it not hurt them. Let them earn their $6,500, $6,700, whatever bucks, and then apply the rule that normally applies, which reduces their benefits as they work. That way they get some, part-time work in there. They get some SGA earnings in there, maybe some full-time on some months. And then they basically get to go ahead and earn those quarters of coverage that put them onto the trust funds, such as retirement, such as disability, because they're paying in, as opposed to just sitting on SSI, which is, let's call it like it is, a no pay to play. It's the ultimate form of socialism that we have in this country, which is like, you become disabled, you didn't add to the system, you didn't pay the taxes, or maybe you paid too little taxes, or maybe you didn't pay enough.
Walter, are you implying that this country may have some socialism in it?
Oh, it has a ton. It's a ton. But socialism isn't a terrible thing.
I know it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Like, people don't realize, like, if you don't have some form of social, okay, so here's the fundamental thing you never learn about in preschool, but you should learn about in college. But preschool is now what they're teaching in college. All humans are genetically different. All humans are genetically defective. We all have something wrong with us. Some have things that limit us from working more than others. And then as a result of that, you have people that just can't work. You have people that can do some work. You have people who can do, regular work. And then you have people who are geniuses. You have your Einsteins out there creating the next rocket ship that's going to take off and, get us all the great stuff that's out in space and bring it back to Earth so that we have more and more. The point of this is that if we, had a better system that inspired people to have some form of a purpose, whether they're working for nonprofits, whether they're doing their own thing with a micro corporation, whatever, a lot more Americans would be doing a lot more with their life. That's the reality.
Certainly. There's an unfulfillment, which would also go a long way to help the mental health problem we're facing.
Mental health is high.
It is. It's very high, man. Yeah. And it's just, it's going to continue to be the problem. And I hate to say it, social media is probably a major contributor to that. But the last thing I wanted to say, besides, thank you very much, was, people forget that, even though you may be under 50 years old, if you get disabled like me, I'm 38 years old. Last year, I was disabled at 37. I've been fighting it for, a year now. I've been paying FICA taxes since I was 15 years old.
Yeah.
I got my first paycheck at 7. I worked at my dad's an electrician. He's owned his own company for years. My grandpa owned his own vinyl window manufacturing shop. I got credit in high school for working. Yeah. And I paid into it. And and another thing about the Social Security, my mother died at 36 of melanoma. I was 8 years old. I got her survivor's benefits, which were vitally important I would never have had the education I had without those.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful. So this is truly a cherished program that
Absolutely.
all Americans need to value, no matter how rich you are, and appreciate it, and fight for it, just like you are. And good luck with the lawsuit, man. I really hope it goes well. I'll continue to contribute to it as much as I can. Like I said, wish me luck with my appointment tomorrow.
Absolutely.
I think everything will be okay. I've certainly studied up. I've been watching your videos. So we'll hope for the best. And thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely, sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and catch up with me in the
too.
future,
Okay, no problem, man. Thank you for the great talk.
Thank you, good sir. Have fun. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So, guys, I'm going to take one more phone call because I kind of went off on a soapbox there. The one point I want to make is this. All right, here, let me get that. Here we go. Oh, no, I hit the wrong button. I hit the red button. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. I got it. Speakerphone. There we go. We're okay. Crisis averted. Oh, hold on. I got to get on speakerphone. There we go. Watch, they won't answer now. And they've called a couple of times. Come on. Come on. It's like Jurassic Park with the little dinosaur coming out. Come on.
Please leave your message for 80.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Can I answer a question for you, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
I wanted to find out, okay, so if you're getting SSI and your retirement, and then, first I really want to find out how long do they have to pay you back an underpayment when they have taken something from you they shouldn't and you win? How long would they supposed to take to pay you back your underpayment?
Oh, if you get an underpayment and they're supposed to pay you lump sum.
Yeah, they owed me over $6,000. And everything was fine. I proved it, and they told me that they did owe me. And so it's been like over 3 months, and they keep saying it's processing. So what does that mean?
Well, I mean, it's just all right. So look, if it's like a retirement or SSI thing, the first thing you got to do is contact the local field office and ask who's the person in charge of handling underpayments for processing payment. Once you get their extension number, then you can call them directly and ask them specifically, like, what's going on. If they won't give it to you, you reach out to the regional office and have the regional office person reach out to the person who's dispersing for underpayments, and then you get a check in the mail.
Okay, because what I did was I spoke with someone at my office, but you can never get through. So I called the national number and I made an appointment. So I had an appointment and we took care of that. So now I can never get through to my office. You can't even go in and see somebody. They're still not accepting walk-ins like that. And so when you call the national number, all they tell me is that it's processing. And that's been for like the last 90 days, it's processing. So that's why. And I can't get through to my local office. So I've never heard of a regional office, but I will look that up and find out about a regional office, because all I know is my local and national. And I'm just wondering why they're taking so long. And then they want to pay me my money back in 3 payments. They didn't take it. They just took it all, So that's why I wanted to find out. It's just that they took my benefits and they shouldn't have taken it. And they owe me my money back.
I would find out who's in charge of disbursement, and I would go after it. I don't know the details of the underpayment, so there could be other stuff going on here. But kind of the bottom line is, I would go ahead and I would check in with that. I would, because once you get a hold of that person, you're going to find out what's the holdup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all I can do is keep trying to get through to my local office. And if that's on the national, when I call them, they just say it's processing. And they can't give me a real definition of processing. So that's all.
So
I was
here's,
just wondering.
yeah, so Commissioner Kijikazi came out with a statement, and I did a video on it yesterday. You've got to understand, like, the SSA is in crisis mode. And I mean the kind of crisis mode that has never existed in my lifetime. There are so few people working for the SSA right now, and the workload is so massive that their ability to communicate and complete the fixing of problems is extremely restricted. So you're dealing with you're going to have to reach out to the regional office to get that person to call the local field office person to go ahead and, give them a little scoot, kick in the butt to get them rolling in the right direction, because you got to understand they have piles upon piles of problems just like yours sitting on their desk, and you're so many feet down on the paperwork. So that's the problem. They just don't have enough people to process it. And to be honest with you, it's going to take a while. It's going to take years for this agency to get back on its feet, because, it takes like 2 to 3 years for these people to learn how to do their thing,
And a lot of them are still working from home. And it's just a lot different. It's harder to explain stuff to people when you can't show them physical paperwork and you fax things and they didn't get it and all this. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. So I was just wondering. I saw you was on here. Like, I enjoyed listening to you, and I said, let me call and ask him that question and see how long do they have to release my underpayment funds to me. So I will. I'll do that tomorrow. I'll make that call tomorrow and see if I can get some information.
Perfect. And you might have to email a regional office. Just go and contact them in multiple ways. Remember, the regional office might not be in your state because it's like a multi-state office. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will have enough time on my hand. I will Google and look up all that information as much as I can and try to find out.
Perfect. Sounds good, madam. You have a wonderful, wonderful night.
You do the same. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we're going to take one more call. And when I always say this, and I have the feeling that this last call is going to be a real whooper, like a real zinger, like a question that has a million caveats to be able to figure out what the answer is. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Here we go. And speaker on. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions? Go ahead.
I just have a couple of quick questions for
Sure.
you. If I have custody of both my children.
Okay.
If I increase her child support, does that account against how much I'm allowed to make per month, so to speak?
Wait. So if you increase her, so if you pay her more money.
No, she pays me more money.
Oh, are you SSI or SSDI?
I'm working on getting his SSDI back. It's
So
still processing. It
all right.
hasn't come back yet, but his disability is definite to me. He's already been approved before. They just took it away because I had too much money in the bank at the time. So I had to get rid of the money in the bank. Now that's all done. I had to reapply. Now I'm waiting for that to be done, essentially, which I'm hoping will be in about a month or so. And they have all the paperwork and everything already for it.
Okay, so just remember, everybody, let me try and frame the question. Is child support countable income against SGA?
Yes, because I work as well.
How much are you earning per month?
Probably $1,500 or something like that.
Well, man, you're over
a
SGA.
substantial amount.
You're over
I
SGA.
mean, I have 2 children.
Yeah, but you're over SGA. You're over 1,470.
I mean, I make probably around 400 per week, 1,600 per month, maybe. When I called, they said total, because I make total for the end of the year, only 20K or something like that. And it says I'm allowed to make up to 36 or something like that. One said.
Well, for parents with children seeking SSI, yeah. But remember, if you're seeking SSDI benefits for yourself, you can't go over SGA, which is 1,470.
It's not for me. It's for a child. And I'm
Oh,
not
so the
sure which
benefits
one I'm
are
really applying for.
so okay.
It's
So hold
just
on.
there for my-
The benefits are
Yep.
for one of the children, not you.
Yes.
And the child. Oh, I see what you're asking. So you're saying if you earn, okay, all right. So I get it. So so rephrase. You have money coming in from a job. You currently oversee 2 children. One of the children is disabled. If that other parent pays you more child support, will that count against the maximum amount of child support or the maximum amount that you can earn without violating the deeming rule under SSI?
Yes.
Okay. This always happens. The last question of the night is always like a ugh.
I figured I was going to throw you for a loop on.
Let me think for a moment, because keep in mind too, my brain's starting to shut down. What I usually do is take a break between 10 and 11, and then I work again at 11.
You've been running all day. I know.
Yeah. So this, okay. So is child support accountable?
You could always get back to me and make a video on it or something like that. If you
that would
want.
be.
Because this way here, it allows you more time to think.
So the SSI doesn't count against doesn't count towards your income. But the real question is, does the money paid count towards the limit of a single parent overseeing 2 children? Because the math is different.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this income against the parent. You know what? I used to know this rule. I'm trying to search my brain for what the answer was. So, okay, so and keep in mind, I'm just going to use my brain because it's kind of slow right now to go through like the elemental process. I'll Google the statute and see if I can figure it out real quick. So the first question would be, is child support countable income for a deeming of a parent? Okay, so here's so this says that it's considered, it's unearned income received if the household received child support on behalf of the disabled child, which, she's paying for the disabled child because she's paying for the 2 kids. Okay, she says unearned income, but it only counts as 2/3 of the total monthly support as countable income.
Okay, so they only count like 1/3 of it.
Well, no. Well, you would remember, you take like, it's 2 kids. I'm assuming both kids get the same amount. So you take only the one child's amount, and then 2/3 of that are considered countable, and 1/3 is considered not countable.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Do you mind if I ask you one more quick question?
But email me, because I want to make sure I do a full video on that, because it's like 10, 12, and my brain's kind of shutting down, because I could imagine caveat issues with that as well. Because let's say that, the funds that you receive are, put into a trust. How would that work out? Let's say that, you basically, there's a lot of things there that it would be a good video topic. But yeah, go for it. What's the next question?
If you could just make a video for it.
Yeah.
I watch most of your videos anyway. I like to go back in time and just scroll through and keep watching and watching.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I don't mind at all. Just post the video for me. Now, I have one quick question, just because I'm still waiting for them to fully approve of it. So I'm a little bit unsure, because I tried to get rid of all the assets that they count against me. But I have a show car that I try to take to shows to educate people about autism.
Okay.
Now, because I have 2 cars, is that second car going to count a lot against me? Say I make $500 in one paycheck. Because the car is valued at, say, $1,500, is that going to put me over the limit of assets that I can have? Or is that a different category, your income versus your assets?
And you own the car, and the car is titled in your name?
Yes.
That's another good question, because then it goes back to the deeming element one of 3-step sequential process. I'm honestly, man, I'm having a hard time thinking because I've got too much caffeine in my body and not enough magic is happening up there. Just email me these questions because I'm starting to like fall asleep, and I'll get back to you on them and do a video on them. But the first question, if you could email me, is the parent paying child support to the receiving parent. Is that considered deemable income against the receiving parent who oversees the disabled SSI child? And then the other question is, what
assets different from income, basically?
Yeah. So basically, what assets are considered countable for an element 1 3-step sequential process child deeming situation?
Okay, I'm glad I can go back and watch the video later because I'm not going to remember all that. So at least I can watch the video and say, okay, this is what he wants me to put in.
Yeah, and then I'll pull the palms on the first one and the statutes that I can find, and then the second one shouldn't be that big of an answer. I'll do a video on it anyways, because there's parents out there that always have questions about what they can or cannot do, and the information isn't always, and especially for parents, the information is not always easy to find. So yeah.
Yeah, that's why I like to watch some of the old videos, because I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of information that's already out there.
Perfect. Well, good, sir. I will catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, and stay safe, and we'll catch up with me next week. Okay.
All right. Thanks, man. Have a good night.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So bottom line, we're going to go ahead and end the video there. My brain's starting to shut down. I can feel it, because you can probably tell when and now really quick, it's that time. Donated $2. Is person over age 70 required to pay Social Security or taxes? In general, like taxes in total, you always paying some taxes. But what you're really asking me is, are 70-year-olds required to pay FICA taxes? Let me see real quick. Your past retirement. I don't know. That's a good question, because normally you would think, yeah, you receive no benefit from it, so why would you pay for it after that point? Although you're still paying into potential trust funds of Medicare. Hold on. The better question is not 70. The better question is, would a 75-year-old, because then you're past the max potential retirement, because like somebody could potentially hold off until they reach 70. So okay, let me see real quick. Okay, let's see. I'll have to do a video on it. I always assumed FICA taxes were just, you always had to pay them throughout your entire life. I don't know. That's a great question. God, we're getting some real zingers tonight. Is there any age, right? Because that's what the question is, where you stop paying FICA taxes? Let's see. There's an article on it. You got to go through the first 3 paragraphs of BS with it. I have to pay that. Well, wait a minute. I'm assuming when you say that you're 70 plus, you're still working, right? Because FICA taxes come out of work. Okay, so person who said that, let me see if I can find it. It's that time. Are you required to pay this? Are you talking about retirement taxes in the sense of you earn money and then they reduce your retirement benefits? And at what age does that stop? Like when you reach full retirement, the rule changes, and the year before you reach full retirement, it's not as bad, but before those years, it's really bad for the taxation? Or are you talking about, does somebody stop paying FICA taxes once they get to a certain age? Yes, she is working. Okay, but do you mean like, will she stop paying FICA taxes, or will she stop paying taxes on her retirement benefits? Because that's 2 different things. Because like so when you stop paying FICA taxes, you're not paying like a 12.4. It's actually more complex than that, but you stop paying your FICA taxes, the taxes that pay money into your Social Security trust funds, and receiving retirement. All right, it's that time. Let's do this. Email me the question, but be specific. Give me a fact pattern, like a 1 paragraph on it, because that question could go one of 2 ways. If she is retired and still working, are they taxing her retirement benefits by reducing what she gets as a result of the income that she is coming in? And that's one question, because, that changes from 62 to basically the year before you get your full retirement age to when you get your full retirement age. So that answer changes depending on what age you were when you took and what earnings you were having, versus the other question, which nobody has ever asked me and I've never even thought about, which was, do you ever stop paying FICA taxes when you work and earn money? Like, let's say you're 95 years old, you've got a job. Do they at that point stop taking FICA taxes out? I don't know. I'd have to look that up. I just assumed everybody has to pay FICA taxes until they die. Another really good question. Hey, it's all that time. It's that time. Just here, I'm going to give you a shadow. I'm coming. I know, I'll let you out. I'm going to give you the email real quick. Go ahead and email me those questions to that email, because that's a really good question. Guys, I'm super tired. I'll catch you a little bit later. You have a wonderful, wonderful, super amazing night. We had some really good zinger questions right at the end. I will catch you later. Please stay safe. And thank you to all those who donated. And thank you to all those who were able to hang out with me tonight and watch the video. I will catch up with you a little bit later, and we'll go from there, okay? Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.